Welcome to Shorecrest Highlander of the Month celebration. This celebration is one that we look forward to because it gives us an opportunity to highlight the incredible accomplishments and contributions of our students. For our staff, they often only get one student in an entire year that they get to celebrate this way. So it is an exciting time for all of us and a time that always lifts our spirits. We would typically be in our library with the sun coming up behind us as we honored our young people. We are doing it virtually this year, but with the same spirit and the same love, and I hope you enjoyed the messages that are shared today, celebrating and honoring our Shorecrest students. Thank you and welcome to Highlander of the Month.
Hi, my name is Mr. Powell and I teach the Avid 11 course, and it is my honor to present CJ Johnston with the Avid Highlander of the Month. I've had the privilege to work with CJ in not only English 10, but now in Avid, and it has been so fun to watch her grow over the last 2 years. Number one, she's starting to find what really brings her joy and her passions, and it's been really fun to watch her pursue ASL, to find resources, to do her research, to work hard, and you can tell it's something that she cares about, and that has really been a joy to watch. And I also love the way that CJ looks out for people. She has some really good relationships in our Avid class, and she really knows how to support those around her. And she's always looking for things that she can do to help her friends and to keep them on track. And I so much appreciate the compassion that CJ shows towards her classmates. And lastly, I just love the way that CJ approaches class. I mean, it is such a fun and quirky way that she engages in material, the way that she thinks about things in a unique perspective. And sometimes it's just posing a quirky question and saying, Mr. Powell, what do you think about this? And I think she just wants to kind of bring people into that creative world and to get people to think about that. And I have always so much appreciated that about CJ. So CJ, thank you so much for the way that you approach class, the way that you approach life, and you so much deserve this Highlander of the Month award. Congratulations.
Hello, my name's Craig Vandenbosch. I'm an instructor at Shorecrest High School. I'm teaching art intro, and I had the great pleasure of having Morgan in my class. Every morning she would come in and turn her screen on, give a little wave and a smile, and it would just make my day and give me a bunch of energy for the class. What I'm going to do today is talk a little bit about her and then talk about her work. And so again, each day she was ready to go, always turned her work in on time, contributed to discussions often, always had really great insights, and was generally enthusiastic about art and the art process. We even had some conversations about work that she did outside of class. So I'm going to show you what she did do inside class. I'm going to share screen here. So it takes just a second. We start with the line exercise. So you start with simple lines and you make them more complex and use line variation. She did a really good job with line variation, engaging all the edges of the picture plane, right? And then you do 3 more of those and you put those finals together into one composition, which I thought she did really well with. This was value. So 4 different values. And the goal of this was to create depth and space. And I definitely agree that that happened with this. The illusion is there. On the left is an Olympic poster. It's supposed to be a very basic poster. She did an excellent job with the values of the water and composition. And then on the right, this was a preliminary sketch for our shape unit. And then the last project here, just really wonderful, combined all of the things that we learned this semester into a project surrounding form. And the goal was to take something from life, something that is real, and abstract it. And she chose to do a musical note. And we also placed that sculpture somewhere in the world. And she chose down by the Amazon building, kind of by the spheres, that area. And the challenge was, again, to take something real, make it abstract, but still have hints of the original object. Yeah. So here you can see the three-dimensional model. So it's just supposed to be a rough maquette, right? Rough model, not highly finished, but just to give you an idea, if you were going to present this to, say, a commission, a board, someone at the city and say, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to represent. This is what you could present, right? So anyway, you can see here that the musical note has been translated into this great abstract sculpture, angular sculpture, complete with some color, right? And a twisting staff, right, that goes all the way to the top there. Really like that aspect of it, that curve and that line. And you can see how that connects to some of our initial line work that we did at the beginning of the semester. So I really think that Morgan did an excellent job synthesizing all of the ideas that we had in the semester, and just so grateful to have had her in class. So thank you very much and have a great day. Hello, my name is Craig Vandenbosch. I'm an art instructor at Shorecrest High School. I'm teaching the art intro class this quarter, and I had the good fortune of having New Haman in my class. New Haman is somebody who has actually been thriving in this online environment, which can be very challenging. She's doing really amazing work, especially for an art intro class. And I can say that each project she's approached with a growth mindset, and she's really tried to push the boundaries of what she knows from an art standpoint. So what I'm going to do today is just take a little bit of a look at her work that she did throughout the quarter here. Yeah, we'll just go from there. I'm gonna get to it. Okay. So what you're seeing here is one of our first projects. It was an exploration of line. And what she was supposed to do is start with some simple lines here and then develop them into more complex lines, and then ultimately combine all of these lines here into a final project. This next project here was about shape. So using her contour line drawing skills, drawing an object, drawing a person from 4 different views. I only showed one view here. And then what you were to do is actually tear those drawings up and put them back together. And it was modeled after some work by Picasso in a style called Cubism. This was a value study. So we had 4 different values, and you created these abstract shapes, and then you layered them up and made it look like you could actually look down into this. It had depth and whatnot. This next one was a color study modeled on doing a poster for the Olympics. There's a particular artist, Jacob Lawrence, that we looked at, his 1972 piece of runners. And so that was modeled on his work, which is very kind of quick, flat work. And New Haman did a really great job, drawing and giving energy and life to this piece. The final project, which I think really showcases how much she's grown just in this quarter, was our form project. And what you would do is some preliminary studies, so some sketching, right? Contour line sketching here, filling in a little bit of color work, right? A little research here. And then you had to come up with an abstract version, right? So something that has a hint of the original object, person, place, or thing, right? But becomes its own shape and form. You had to figure out where you would want to put the sculpture. So they were making models. It's called a maquette. And where was this going to live? If it could live anywhere in the world, if it could be blown up and made really huge, where would it live, right? And then here's the final result, made out of cardboard. It's supposed to be really kind of rough and not super refined. It's an idea, it's a model. And this is something that I could see being put somewhere in a big park, and you can actually walk around that main object in the middle, right? And actually experience it. Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for being in the class. You did such a wonderful job. And yeah, I just can't say enough. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Haynes, and I am here to talk about my Highlander of the Month for Avid, Mr. Isaac Spates. I chose Isaac because he is just a rock star student. He's a little on the quiet side. However, he turns in the most thorough work. He has such a fine attention to detail. He has interesting things to say. He's motivated. He doesn't need somebody to give him any prompting. He's just a go-getter. And I have really appreciated his quiet leadership in our class. And I hope that more students are like Isaac Spates, because he's just, like I said, an absolute rock star. So as an Avid student, I expect him to go into all his other classes and show everybody how to do it. And I know that he will rise to that occasion and speak up a little more and let people hear all of his awesome ideas. Just don't be afraid to strut your stuff, Isaac. So thank you so much for being an awesome student. And congratulations for being Avid's Highlander of the Month. Hi, Miss Haynes again. And I'm going to introduce my Highlander of the Month for English. I selected Jude Ziliak, and I chose Jude because he consistently embodies all of the Scots values in our classroom. Every day he shows up to class, just always ready to participate, no matter how tired or burnt out he is from being on Zoom all day. He participates every day. He's always willing to work with any student. He's super helpful, patient, and just really, really interesting and insightful. So I also really appreciate that he is able to take critical feedback and apply it to his work to be better. I think that he is a different writer today than he was when he walked in, or when he entered the waiting room for our first Zoom, but he's just awesome. He always has a great mindset, and he has such a positive attitude and witty humor, and I just really enjoy having him in class, and I always look forward to putting admit on the Zoom waiting room, because I know that he's bringing so much to our class every day. So thank you, Jude, so much. All the rest of your term 3 and 4 teachers are lucky to have you in their classes, so congratulations on being Highlander of the Month.
Hello, my name is Wenstad. I teach in our English department, and I am happy to announce Nancy Bowie as my choice for Highlander of the Month. Nancy is a student who holds herself to the highest standard. She is incredibly skilled and thoughtful, and still is always seeking constructive feedback so that she can do better and know more, and just continue to grow so that she can better serve others. She comes to class every day. She's always ready to learn and to participate and to collaborate, whether that's through the chat and just being ready with thoughtful feedback, or being willing to turn on her video and unmute. She is constantly modeling what it is to be a learner and to be a supporter of others in class. She sets the bar so high on every assignment that we've had. She strives to meet and often exceeds expectations. And even with that level of achievement, she is humble, she's open-minded, she will pose questions and push thinking, and really helps move conversations forward when we have in-class discussions, and that is such a gift, I think, especially virtually. And I can remember the very first day of class, Nancy stayed after just a few minutes, and she let me know of her intention and her fairly specific plan to pursue medicine. And that made an impression on me. And since then, I've come to understand that she is driven by a very deep commitment to her family and by a passion to serve the people in her community. She has volunteered hundreds of hours already in order to bridge language and cultural gaps for some of our most vulnerable community members. And she's just an incredible advocate and a student of medicine and of life in general. Her tenacity and her very genuine desire to grow as a person and to serve others in the community is the best, I think, that we can hope for any of our Highlanders. So thank you, Nancy, for a wonderful semester, and congratulations.
Hi, I'm Tammy Johnston, and I teach culinary arts, and my student is Liam Prestia. And Liam is the epitome of Highlander of the Month. Amazing student from the get-go, from the first day. Very enthusiastic, very respectful, motivated, takes pride in his work. He also is really engaged with the class when we have our class discussions. Liam is not shy. He doesn't hide behind the black box. He does speak about what, discusses our topics, and he's great. And, the other students enjoy it. And he also is a leader, because when he comes out and starts talking about, basically it's constructive criticism is how I look at it. And so the whole class can, talk, and he actually reels people in. He just totally reels people in. He's just a kind and gentle soul too. And, every day when class starts, we get on our Zoom, and Liam is one of the first students to speak up and says, "Hi, Chef, how are you today?" And it's like, wow, thank you. I'm fine. How are you? Also, at the end of class, he always says, "Thank you. Thank you very much, Chef. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow." And that speaks volumes to the type of young man that he is. And it's just, it's really wonderful to have students like this in your class. And, this is why I teach, because of Liams out there that are just wonderful people all the way around. So Liam, I'm so glad you took my class. I am just so proud of the work you've done, and you make my job so much nicer. So thank you very much, and I wish you all the best.
I'd like to nominate Diego Reid from the Directed Studies Department for Highlander of the Month. Diego started out his educational career slowly, not reading until approximately 4th grade, and like many of us, dealing with speech issues. Now, an 11th grader, his 3.8 GPA is the result of having very few grades lower than an A, and has the confidence to take classes such as honors chemistry. Diego, according to his teachers, is a delight to have in class, actively participates, works well with fellow students, and seems to be undaunted by remote learning, as he can be depended on to be totally engaged. Diego has also progressed to where he no longer takes any classes or receives any services designated for special ed students, an achievement in itself. For overcoming barriers associated with special education, for succeeding in classes that are tough for all students, and for succeeding during remote learning, Diego is certainly worthy of being called a Highlander of the Month.
Hi, Flavio and Flavio's family. I'm Miss Barry. I'm Flavio's DECA and marketing teacher. I nominated Flavio for Highlander of the Month this month because Flavio is one of those students that comes to class every day determined to learn. He's determined to advocate for himself. He has asked for extra work, for extra resources, for more information. He really is passionate about finance and knowing everything he can possibly know about the financial world. It's been such a breath of fresh air to have Flavio in class. And during this, challenging year, it's really nice to have a student that wants to have conversations about marketing and about finance and really wants to learn and better himself. He is such a great leader when we do group work. He engages his classmates in group discussions and group work. And I just really, really appreciate having Flavio in class. I think Flavio is, I think he's gonna go far, and he has some big aspirations and big dreams, and And I've been really lucky to have been a part of helping to give him the resources and give him information. And he put himself out there wanting to compete in the DECA competition this year, even though he didn't have to. It was an extra work, and he put a lot of effort into that as well. So those are all the reasons why I have nominated Fabio for Highlander of the Month, and I just really appreciate having Fabio in class. He's a great student. He has a great attitude, and I think he's gonna go far. Thank you. Hi, Taryn and Taryn's family. I'm Miss Barry. I'm Taryn's DECA and marketing teacher, and I have nominated Taryn for Highlander of the Month this month. Taryn is such a breath of fresh air to have in class. I love when we have an opportunity to have conversations. He always sounds like he has a smile on his face, always. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. Could be a late assignment. It could be that he didn't get the best grade that he wanted, but he always has such a great attitude, and he really, really wants to do really good quality work. He comes to class and he's ready to put in the effort. He participates in group work. He wanted to challenge himself to compete in DECA competition, even though it wasn't a requirement, and he got a partner on board with him that wasn't even a part of DECA this year, and we got him enrolled, and they were working on doing this role play together. And he really advocates for himself. He is not afraid to reach out to me through email or in class and have conversations, ask questions, find out how he can do better. Taryn is just a really, really great student and a great person. I've really enjoyed having Taryn in class, and I love his outlook on life and his spirit. And so those are the reasons that I nominated Taryn for Highlander of the Month. You know, during these times that we're in, these strange times, it's really, really nice to come into class and know that I have this student that I'm going to have a really great interaction with for the day. So thanks, Taryn. Good luck.
Hi, my name is Eric Allen, and I am a math and computer science teacher here at Shorecrest High School. I'm here right now to be able to thank Angelo Visser for all the work that he has done. I was really thrilled to be able to nominate and have him be awarded Highlander of the Month for the math department. I think that he represents the math department very well in this regard, and represents his peers very well. He shows a lot of maturity for someone his age. I think the thing that kind of says the most and speaks volumes is that on all of our assignments, we have completely optional challenge problems. These are problems that are difficult. They're going to push learning and understanding. And almost every single time, if not every single time, Angelo attempted these problems and did the best he could, knowing that there was no extra points, there's no extra credit, there's kind of no incentive other than the incentive of bettering himself. And I think that's just a great example for everyone, peers, teachers, to have that kind of mindset, that growth mindset, that the work that you put in is going to directly benefit you. In addition to that, the participation on a daily basis was amazing. It's really nice to have the students who are willing to talk to you, ask questions, and do that. It was amazing to see. It's an example for everybody. And again, really thrilled to be able to, have him be Highlander of the Month because of all the work that he's put in and also the success that we've had this year in our math class together. So thank you. It was a privilege to teach you this year. And I know you're going to do great things. We're lucky to have you here at Shorecrest.
Hi, my name is Mr. Mann, and I'm a math teacher at Shorecrest. My Highlander of the Month nomination goes to Reyna Hyatt. I selected Reyna because of her strong work ethic and positive attitude. She's always engaged and ready to learn. She's one of the few students in her class that's willing to unmute herself to answer many questions that I ask. Also, I appreciate that she's courageous by asking clarifying questions in front of the class, which help her and her peers to learn. In addition, I appreciate that she's responsible and gracious. She attended every class except for a couple times when she had internet connection issues. But she made sure to email me to find out what she missed and what she needs to do to make up the work. And she was always thankful for the information I provided for her. Though mathematics isn't always easy for her, she puts the time and effort to understand the content, and that's why she has performed at a high level in math class this year. Reyna, keep up the great work. You deserve this honor, and congratulations.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Highlander of the Month celebration. My name is Vince Caruso, and I'm the band director at Shorecrest and music department head. I am here today to recognize one of our freshman 9th grade musicians, and her name is Ruth Chaka. And Ruth is a trombone player with our freshman band. Ruth came to us not having ever played an instrument before this year. And so that was a big challenge for her. She was unable to schedule band at Kellogg Middle School. So she came to the high school and really wanted to learn an instrument, and she wanted to play trombone. And so usually we don't do that because most of our students that come from the middle school have played their instruments for anywhere from 2 to 3 years, sometimes 4 years. So they have some experience and they know how to put it together, and they know how to play lots of notes and have played music in a middle school band program. And Ruth did not have any of that, but she really wanted to learn to play. So of all the years, this was a pretty good year to start because everyone was at home, and so she could kind of do it on her own. And to her credit, Ruth has learned to play a little bit of trombone so far this year. She's got a long way to go, but she has approached every day with a big heart and a positive attitude, and she's always smiling, and she always says good morning and have a good day. And she's just a super kind-hearted and warm person, and she's been a real treat to have in class. Even though it's been virtually through a computer screen, I've been really proud of how she's approached this whole thing, and I look forward to seeing where her effort takes her in the future. And so I just want to tip my cap and say congratulations, Ruth, and thank you for joining us this year in the Shorecrest Band program.
Greetings, Shorecrest community, family members, and friends, and students. My name is Mr. Christensen. It is my pleasure to be here to present the Highlander of the Month Award for the month of February. This award goes to Rebecca Swinney. With all the uncertainties of online learning, there's one thing that I can almost always be certain of, and that is that Rebecca will show up smiling on every Zoom with her camera on. She is the only student I have that this entire semester has shown up with her camera on every single day. Above all, this really helps create a better learning environment for everyone in our class. Her willingness to be open, to have her camera on, to dialogue with the teacher and the students in the class is very impressive. Quality of work that she provides is second to none. She is active in our daily routines. She is honestly a true leader through these tough educational times of online learning. To put it as simple as possible, Rebecca, congratulations, you are amazing. I truly appreciate everything you do in my class, for myself and those other students. Congratulations. Go Scots. Greetings, Shorecrest family and friends. My name is Mr. Christensen, and I'm here to present the Highlander of the Month in Physical Education Award for the month of January. This month's recipient is Tony Delagustina. Tony is an absolute bright spot in every Zoom class that we have. He's usually the first one into class, almost always has his camera on, and is willing to reach out to others in class, teacher included, to find out how their day is going and just to check in. With all the difficulties of physical education online, Tony still manages to turn in extremely high quality work, participate on a daily basis, and he is simply a pleasure to have in class. Congrats, Tony. I truly appreciate all of your efforts and your hard work. Go Scots.
Everyone, I'm Lisa Chen, one of the science teachers here at Shorecrest. I have the pleasure of nominating Annika Plant for February Highlander of the Month for Science. There's actually several science teachers, so I only get a chance to pick one student each year. So really, Nika is my Highlander of the Year. I chose her because she consistently produces really detailed, high quality work. And I can tell that she has a lot of interest and aptitude in the subject, which is anatomy and physiology. And it really shows in her thoughtfulness and creativity in the words and the actions that she uses. So I can always count on her to be a positive and supportive team member, which is not always easy in this virtual setting. And I've really enjoyed having her as a student this year. I only wish we could have interacted in person, but this is the next best thing. And I just want to thank her for helping make virtual learning of anatomy and physiology as enjoyable for me as I hope it was for you. Thank you, Nika.
Hi, my name is Brenda Cruzmark, and I teach science here at Shorecrest. I would like to nominate Quinn Ledoux and congratulate him for earning Highlander of the Month for science for this term. I had the privilege of teaching Quinn during third period, and he definitely stood out for many reasons. First of all, his eagerness to learn, and secondly, turning his camera on. Quinn showed his inquisitive nature during class and during at-home labs as well. He was generous with his time, and he offered to help students who needed just a little more inspiration, a little more help. He showed great motivation for himself and always asked clarifying questions during class or after class, and the ones that he asked during class would help other kids who may not have been quite as confident to ask those questions. Quinn challenged himself to complete honors level work, and he was able to earn the Honors Chem designation, which is a very, very impressive feat. His perseverance, his curiosity, and his collaboration makes Quinn a great role model for all chem students. Congratulations on winning the Highlander of the Month.
Hi, I'm Mr. Bruns, and I'm excited to talk to you today about my nominee, James Lewis. James is a member of my 10th grade AP World History class and has earned this special recognition for his deep historical knowledge, his ability to work at a high level, and his active participation in this remote setting. He's always one of the first to arrive in our Zoom class, excited to get going, and actually turns on his camera often, which is fantastic. James is one of the students that I can always count on for responding to discussion prompts and offering guesses about visual prompts during lectures, which is an added challenge in this remote setting. So when you know you have some life and a pulse out there in the remote world, it feels very good as a teacher, and James provides that. During team review activities, he has gained a reputation as the go-to guy and the clutch performer for his ability to absorb and recall what we've studied in question and answer sessions. His wide range of background knowledge has proven very helpful in his writing and class discussions. James has a terrific passion for the subject, and I hope he continues to pursue it with the same persistence and focus he has shown this year in class. Thanks, James, for all the work, all the effort, all the time. I wish you well. Congratulations.
Hi, my name's Rob Gonin. I teach social studies. I'm here to tell Vance Cunningham that I love having you in class, Vance. You're deserving of the Social Studies Highlander of the Month because of your strong participatory approach to our class. You also bring extensive individual interest and knowledge of the social studies to share with our class. I appreciate that you are well prepared and ready to go every day with a positive attitude, ready to listen, camera on, ready to make connections. You are a leader in our class, both in whole group and in the breakout rooms. One of the reasons for that is your fearless ability to answer questions. You're not concerned about being wrong. You're concerned about, hey, what are the facts? And you want to learn those facts. You are equally excellent at asking questions to help us dive deeper into material and to expand the discussion. I also appreciate that you are a member of the often maligned press as a writer for the school newspaper. You are contributing to the school culture, and that is a big part of the social studies. And lastly, and kind of personally, I want to thank you for sharing your expertise, your passion, and your extensive knowledge of movies. So thanks a lot, Vance. I'm going to miss you next semester, and I'm super glad that you had my class.
Hi there, my name is Miss Elwell, and I am speaking on behalf of Miss Bowe. Miss Bowe has nominated Quay Dennis as her Student of the Month, and I'm going to read to you some of the wonderful things that Miss Bowe had to say about Quay. Miss Bowe says, I am nominating Quay Dennis as my Student of the Month. I enjoy working with Quay as he is a gentle, hardworking young man who will seek out the resources he needs to be successful. He has come to after-school tutoring to get assistance in completing work. Quay has risen in his efforts to pass all his classes this term, while having the challenge of having a Chromebook that failed him. He demonstrates his interest in subjects by doing research on things that he likes and incorporates his new knowledge into his assignments. He is kind and respectful and hardworking. Quay is calm, and when his internet fails, he emails his teachers to let them know and to show respect for the learning environment. His peers enjoy having him in class with them. I look forward to working with Quay again in third term. Congratulations, Quay. Miss Bowe had many wonderful things to say about you, and good job getting Student of the Month.
Hola. I'm Chrissy McKissick, and I'm one of the Spanish teachers here at Shorecrest. My Highlander of the Month is Jordan Robertson Modell. I had Jordan last year in Spanish 1 and this term in Spanish 2. Jordan exemplifies all of the characteristics that you hope for in a student. He has perseverance through tough tasks, and he takes risks, which is really important in a language classroom. He asks questions in class, and he's always willing to answer, even if he's wrong, when nobody else wants to. And he always has his camera on with a smile on his face. And I'm sad that I won't get to see him and talk to him every day next term. We would always have just casual conversations before everyone signed into Zoom, and I'm gonna miss that. So whoever has him next term will have a ray of sunshine in their Zoom classes. Gracias, Jordan. Hasta luego.
Hi, I am Jerica Jeck, and I am Jocelyn's Spanish teacher, and I'm here to brag on her. So I've actually had her for 2 years in Spanish, and it's been a rough 2 years, very rough. And through it all, she has been 100% dependable. She remains this like constant, dependable standout in everything that she does. She just simply and quietly does, always has everything done, everything that she needs to do. It's all organized, it's all ready to go. She's always ready to learn. We do a lot of new concepts, brand new learning in Spanish that I know she has not learned anywhere else, and she is there ready to learn those new concepts, and she then applies them. So I see them in her new writing. Not only that, but in addition to the new concepts that we're learning, she will continually insert old vocabulary, old grammar concepts into what we're doing now. That really demonstrates to me that she understands it and on a very deep level and has actually internalized the learning. And she didn't learn it just for the moment, but she actually really learned it. So one other thing that I wanted to add, in these days of Zoom and online learning, that Jocelyn is one of my few students who is willing to come on camera for us. And I truly love her for that. So thank you, Jocelyn, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you for joining us for Highlander of the Month. We have a ritual here at Shorecrest whenever we end Highlander of the Month, and usually we're in our beautiful library watching the sunrise at this time. We take a moment to stop putting all of the attention on these wonderful young people. Yes, they're wonderful. Yes, we're proud of them. But what about us? What about the parents, the guardians, and the family members? We should have a moment too. So Let me show you how we do this at Shorecrest High School. First, let me bring an example student. Please join me. Students in the audience today, I would like you to see what I typically see, the face of a teenager, happy, so happy, not really, to stand next to her mom. But today, at the end of Highlander of the Month, students, you are required by state law to take a moment and allow your parent to kiss you and hug you and tell you they love you. And you're gonna like it. You ready? I love you, honey. Smile big. And sometimes that's the best we can get. Thank you so much for being here today. Go Scots!